This is on a delay. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live on YouTube. We are on the road down to Maryland for the 2021 Danny Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. Joining me in the broadcast booth, making his triumphant return, Mr. Skip Moyer, a.k.a. Just Citizen. How's it going, sir?
Who would have thought I had to come to Maryland just to hook up with you again?
Who would have thunk? Yeah. Who would have thunk? Some really, really good action.
Okay. Slight break there in the action. We had a cord come out of our camera, so.
Are you ready back there? What's going on?
Somebody banged the
Mr. P.A. Fats is going to hook that cord back up. I'm going to entertain here for a second while we get everything lined back up again, and then we're going to go to Matt. We're going to meet our finalists for today, and then we are going to crown our champion down here. Quite the long weekend. We were here for about 16, 17 hours yesterday for qualifying. And then we started at 9 o'clock this morning, and 8.5 hours later, we are ready to go for our finals, and we're going to crown a champion today.
Yes, we are. All right, camera back and fixed.
Okay. Come here.
Can you screenshot that? Matt and Danny are going to go out to the approach here, and we're going to meet our finalists.
All right, ready? Okay, bowling fans, if I can have your attention, we're about to begin the live streaming final of the 2021 Danny Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. We are starting with the 4 finalists remaining. We will have 3, potentially 4 stepladder matches to determine our champion for this year. Time to introduce our 4 scratch finalists. Our number 4 seed from Odenton, Maryland, John Banfield Jr.
Your number 4 seed from Odenton, Maryland, John Banfield Jr.
He was the number 32 seed coming into the bracket.
I heard,
today.
yes.
Newark, New Jersey, Casey Campbell.
Casey Campbell, your number 3 seed from Newark, New Jersey.
Casey ran the whole losers bracket. He lost his first match and
Winner
came
of
all the way
match
back.
number 1 will advance to the semifinal. Take on our number 2 seed from Phoenix, Maryland, Nate Trentler.
Nate Trentler, your number 2 seed from Phoenix, Maryland. Lost a heartbreak match in the winners bracket final by 2 sticks.
Take on our tournament leader and must beat our tournament leader twice to take home the title. Our leader from Voorhees, New Jersey, Tom Burns Jr.
And Tommy Burns Jr. from Voorhees, New Jersey is your top seed.
Have a nice hand once again for our 4 scratch finalists.
That's a pretty powerful scratch division final there.
Definitely.
All right, now it's time to introduce our 4 handicap finalists. Our number 4 seed from Baltimore, Maryland, Jalen Davis.
In the handicap division, your number 4 seed, Jalen Davis from right here in Baltimore.
He'll be taking on our number 3 seed from Springfield, Virginia, Emma Etter.
Emma Edders from Springfield, Virginia, your number 3 seed.
Winner of that first match.
Now they get a lot
will advance
shorter.
to our semifinal to take on our number 2 seed from Brooklyn, New York, Nolan Randizzi.
Nolan Randizzi from Brooklyn, New York is your number 2 seed.
And the winner of that match will take on our tournament leader and must beat her twice to take home a title. Our tournament leader, also from Brooklyn, New York, Alyssa Randizzi.
And your tournament leader, Alyssa Randizzi from Brooklyn, New York.
There's going to be some fighting going on in the Randizzi household
Time
tonight.
for our 4 handicap finalists.
If they face each other in the finals, that's a long car ride home to Brooklyn. How close was their winners bracket finals? I didn't get a chance to see what the scores
I
were.
have to grab the bracket. I'm not sure. I only
Okay.
have the handicap one. Actually, you have it right in front of you, do you not?
All right, bowling fans, we are time. It's time to begin.
I do know in the
Alyssa shot 288 and Nolan shot 243 for the
Okay.
finals.
I do know in the scratch division, Tommy Burns needed 8 pins to shut out his opponent, and he threw a split. He had a 7 count, so he still needed to pick up 1 pin. He got 2, which gave him a 2-pin victory. So this is a regular stepladder, but similar to a Masters tournament. This was a double elimination event today. So the leader hasn't lost yet. So in order for either the 2, the 3, or the 4 seed to win, they're going to have to beat the leader twice once we get to the finals. Big advantage to the number 1 seeds.
I agree. And that's how it should be. As
Absolutely.
many games as they bowled today. 12 games just today to get to where they are today. And
On a grueling pattern.
very much so. The 2021 Danny Wiseman tournament pattern, 42 feet, little over 19 and a half mils of forward oil, 9 mils reverse. No, you're good.
And it played very tight.
Did.
A lot of oil, especially on the outside. They didn't get any break throwing it out to the outside.
And these 2 pair that the bowlers are on today are fresh. They've been sitting since 8 o'clock this morning, so they are completely fresh. They have not been touched yet.
So we've had an interesting path to get here. Normally, the Danny Wiseman tournament is at a bowling center about 10 minutes away from here,
Yes.
called Country Club. Country Club decided to close about a week ago.
Yeah, unexpectedly, the property that the bowling center was leased on, sold, and they were not given a choice. They were
Yes,
given the choice to either take everything or leave it there.
yes.
So this is not exactly the best tournament to do a venue change a week and a half out with 300. We had a total of 350 competitors this weekend. So no one went to the wrong bowling center that I know of.
Yes.
So, but
Matt and I did. We went over to see the.
did you?
Yes. It's all boarded up.
Really?
Yep.
Fortunately, Bolero Company was able to work with Danny Wiseman. Fortunately, they have another center 15 minutes down the road. Actually, a little bit bigger. We were actually
Yes.
able to take a couple more entries this year. And
Yes. It all worked out.
Yeah, so instead of having 340, we were able to add quite a few more entries and take a few more bowlers per squad, give some more people some re-entry opportunities.
And because of that, between the tournament itself and all the side pot actions, we are giving away, or Danny is, not us, a record this year.
Yeah.
Over $45,000 in scholarship. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that right. Over $45,000 in scholarship funds. And for sure, we could not do that without a lot of sponsors.
Absolutely.
And the main sponsor for I believe this is the second or third year they've been the main sponsor, Action Al's Tire Company.
Yeah,
in Washington, D.C.
The Blair family down in D.C. always very generous for us. Gene has been for the last how many years helping us out, bowling the PJBT and everything,
Yes.
and his parents coming to support us and everything. And
Yes.
A huge thank you to Gary and his family for everything they did for us.
I'm going to do my best Travis voice right now. He's really made for reading advertisements, not so much you and I. Action Al's Tire Company has been the area's top tire shop since 1962. We give you great deals on tires from top brands. For something even more affordable, check out our selection of quality used tires. Action Al's Tire Company, 2515 Blandonsburg Road, Northeast, Washington, D.C.
Second place, Alan Brooks, 248.
You can find them at www.actionals.net. That wasn't so bad.
Not at all.
No. Some of the silver sponsors were Shopmakers Pro Shop, World Class Pro Shop, EnergyBob.net, Bowlers Mart, Kratz & I Group, Dietz Asset Management, Leo Menendez, DDS, Double Up X, or X Double Up?
Double Up Pro Shop.
Double Up Pro Shop. Oh, there we go. And our friends at Bowler Supply.
Yes.
Yep. So please, if you could, see yourselves to get to one of those amazing businesses that, without their help, this tournament does not happen, for sure.
All of the sponsors are on the Danny Wiseman website, I believe, and his Facebook site. So definitely, if you do patronize any of them, certainly continue to do so, because your help to support those companies are what enables them to help us have our tournament here.
All right, so it looks like warm-up for match number 1 has ended. It looks like John is going to be starting on the scratch. The scratch is on your left, 19 and 20. Handicap on the right, 21 and 22. Emma is going to be getting 31 pins in this match on the handicap side. Our message board is live at operation. Should you wish to chime in, let us know where you're watching us from on this late Sunday afternoon on October the 10th. Looks like Emma has chosen to let Jalen start the match, so it looks like both lower seeds will be starting.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time to begin game 1 of our stepladder finals for the 2021 Danny Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. On the scratch side, we have number 3 seed Casey Campbell taking on number 4 seed John Banfield Jr. Casey has elected to have John start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have number 3 seed Emma Eder taking on number 4 seed Jalen Davis. Emma has elected to have Jalen start the match on lane 21. The handicap system of 31 pins going to Emma. All right,
right, and away we go. John Banfield will be starting for scratch. Jalen Davis. Sorry for handicap. Jalen up quick. That's how you want to start. John Banfield, his first shot, lefty, lane 19. He comes in high. The 2-4-7. I'm across and over with the strike. It looks good up there.
Good cover there for John. Abadal looking for her double. 1-2-4-8 for her.
Just a bit outside. Casey Campbell now. See what he can do. He puts an X up.
Everything he's gone through to get here today, why stop now?
A lot of bowling.
Emma misses her spare, chops the 2 in the middle. Jalen up now on the right lane for his second frame.
Jalen puts up that double. Casey misses right. Leaves the fence. The 1, the 2, the 4, and the 7. Casey converts. Wash out for Jalen. One, 2, 8, 10. Jalen takes the 3. Puts up his first open of the game. John Banfield. That was a tug right from the start. Crossed over. Left just the 6. The 4 should be able to convert. 4 pin for Emma as well. Emma converts. So does John. Emma up in the 4th. Crosses over. 6 pin.
Be a good spot here for John to put 10 back, get on the board. Nobody wants to hit that pin today.
No. Yep. Watching yesterday, it did look like the lanes. There were 3 squads yesterday. It looks like, to me, each squad got more difficult, and there was less play area outside. You didn't have miss room outside yesterday, and it seemed to carry over to today. Banfield converts. Jalen picks up his washout. Good spare.
He's a fast worker.
He is. We had 8 Jalen's. We'd be done in 45 minutes.
Yeah. Got away with one there.
With that crossover, Campbell up 4 after 3. Good shot by Emma. She gets her second strike of the match. She has roughly a 22-pin lead with her handicap. And that was the other problem we saw. If you missed inside, it had a hard time climbing back into the pocket. Campbell with a spare. He's clean through 4. Emma converts the 7-8. That's not a spare you see every day. John Banfield up now in the 4th, trailing by 4. Good shot there. Jalen, meanwhile, up quickly in the 6th. 1-2-5-9. Jalen converts. Jalen crosses over in the 7th. It's just the 6-pin, should be able to convert with relative ease. Campbell comes back with a strike of his own in the 5th. And of course, I gave Jalen the kiss of death, saying make the spare with relative ease.
The handicap is not additive in her score.
It is not. Campbell throws up a double. We got a match on the scratch side. 6 count for Emma. 1, 2, 4, 8. Which she converts. Oh, unlucky. 6, 8. Bad. He was very nervous last night.
Right on the edge.
Yes. When his name was called, a loud roar did go up in the crowd.
Good chance there. Just missed the 6.
Yeah, now he finds himself down. So time to regroup. The last part of the match. Emma, meanwhile, converts the 1, 2, 8 the hard way.
It's a big spare there for her
It is.
to keep up. She is getting 31 pins, but it is pretty close.
Yeah. She actually, with that spare conversion, momentarily has the lead. Scratch as well with their handicap. But Jalen striking the 8. He's going to want one here in the foundation frame 9. If he gets one, he can still strike out for 212.
Another split there for John Bates.
And Jalen gets it. So he gets to shoot 212. Emma, if she strikes out, with her handicap, shoots 229. She leaves a baby split. Banfield only gets the 1. So those are 2 frames she's going to want to forget about rather quickly. That may completely change the complexion of that match. Emma trying to convert another split. She does not. She gets 1. So now she could shoot 206. So she finds herself down by 7. With
She's going to need to fill this here.
yes.
That's not the help she
Campbell pitched one right in the 7th. 1, 2, 4, 7. But she converts with relative ease. He finds himself up by 27. Emma's going to want to make this. But she does not. She gets the 3. With her handicap, she's at 185. Jalen should just need to get good count right. Well, that wasn't his best shot, but that should be enough, I believe. Yes. No. He did need a mark.
He would have missed that even lost by 10.
So he needs 6 here.
Correct.
Got
He
6.
got 6.
To win by a pin. Jalen Davis, 186-185 victory over Emma Edgar. Back over to the scratch side. Casey Campbell followed up that spare with a strike in the 8th. Banfield struck in the 8th. He leaves a washout in the foundation frame 9th. He's going to need to convert this. He does not, so he has 147. So basically, John. As soon as, if he officially shuts you out, you don't have to wait till he's done with his 10 to go. And that's going to do that. So, right after he throws his first shot, then you could go. All right, so that takes care of that. We'll let John finish out quick as well. So if the prize fund I have in front of me is correct, Banfield is going to get $1,500 for fourth in the scratch division. Emma Eder is going to get $900.
Correct.
As Jeff Spicoli said, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, righteous bucks.
Yep. That's a good payday.
It is.
That's worth getting out of bed for.
Even for me. All right, Casey Campbell with a 200-166 victory over John Banfield Jr. That's going to take care of match number 1. We will give out awards for our 4th place finishers.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our first stepladder match for the finals of the 2021 Danny Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. Our 4th place finisher in the scratch division receiving a $1,500 scholarship. Okay? And our 4th place trophy from Odenton, Maryland, John Banfield Jr.
He's kind of popular. Almost as popular as we are.
Well, they're actually fucking for us.
Oh. I should have realized.
We'll have to add our picture to the raffles next year.
Absolutely.
Donate a 5. They can sit on commentary with us for like.
We should do that with Make-A-Wish.
We could grant a lot of wishes.
Yes.
And our fourth place finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $900 scholarship, and a fourth place trophy bowling pin from Springfield, Virginia, Emma Eder.
Emma Eder, your fourth place finish in the handicap division. Get a quick picture with Danny and Jean Blair, representative from Action Owls.
I anticipate this next stretch match is going to be a little
Congratulations
closer.
to our winners on to our semifinal.
I would agree. By the way, doing the photography is Nick Rhines. He and his brother Ben are part of the PJBT family now.
They are. They will be taking over our adult series, the newly formed Keystone Bowlers Tour,
Yes.
which will be visiting quite a few places in eastern Pennsylvania.
Yes, I believe 2 weeks is their first tournament.
October 24th, ABC West Lanes and Lounge.
ABC West Lanes, October 24th. You got a start time on that?
Okay.
Tournament director does not know.
10 a.m. start, 9 a.m. check-in.
9 a.m. check-in, 10 a.m. start. You can find out information on that on the PJBT Facebook page. That's www.pjbt. Our Facebook page is PJBT Youth Information page.
And definitely check out the new Keystone Bowlers Tour on Facebook.
Yes.
You're working hard.
Hey, Ben.
How we doing, Jason?
Hanging in there?
Hanging in there too. Long last 2 days.
That is.
Let's talk some more about this wonderful bowling center and how this interesting 42-foot pattern has been playing.
Go for it.
Perry Hall Lanes was the Brunswick Center, so it has Amp Lane. The first panel here is brand new. The last two panels are 30 years old, so it makes for a very unique challenge. Pattern has a lot of front load with 6 2-to-2 loads going down and 2 coming back, and most of the volume is on the way down, not coming back, so there's not much built-in stability into the pattern. That combined with the cable current oil they're using draws the pattern out pretty quickly to play much more like 44 feet. OB is right, but if your angles are set correct through the front, you do have shim, which has been obvious to Mr. Campbell here and Nate Trentler as well.
That was some expert commentary there.
It's like I grew up here. And I believe either 19 and 20 or 17 and 18 are the pairs of the 900 shot in this building. You gotta double check which one.
Let's practice doing it here.
Get 3 shots on each one.
I do only need 7 foot. 3 is okay.
I was going to give you a 1 so we can get out of here.
Yeah, because you're so scared you don't want to give me that patch.
Hey, you get twice to lose.
Right. That's why I want to be first seed so bad. That's all. That's really why.
I figured when we made this bet, it was an easy
You
meal.
know the bet?
Easy
What's
meal.
the bet?
So basically, he wants me to get PA fats in my shirt. And I'm like, well, why don't you just get patches? It's so much easier.
Yeah.
And so he goes, no, just it's free. Go online. I'm like, it's more money more for me to order a jersey than you order a single patch, right? So I was like, how about we make a bet? He goes, okay, what's the bet? I go, if I win, which I've never made cut of this tournament before, if I win, you get me a patch. PA fats. But if I lose, I buy you food. He goes, deal.
There's a Pippi place at the top of the steps.
We had that.
That's what we said.
That was delicious. We had that today.
I said
That was delicious.
I said, Rob, did that work? He goes, yep.
So I figured easy meal for the fat guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not trying to buy some food. Can I like walk through here?
Yeah.
I see everyone like crawling. Like,
You're not John Banfield's dad. He might have to duck.
Actually, you'd be surprised how much that picks up that camera. It's very wide angle.
Yeah. Guess we have a breakdown.
Cameron Bennett said it was on 19 and 20.
Thank you, Cameron. So the scratch pair is the unearner.
When did this happen?
This was Rich Jerome did it, I think 2008. I believe. Wiseman can confirm that, or someone in the comments. They loved him so much they took his banner down on Thanksgiving Eve.
Why would they do that?
Good comment.
I wonder why. I hope they gave him the banner.
They did. They actually presented
Well,
it.
that was nice of them.
Yep.
As it's on the far wall. Wow.
Let's hear it again, though, for AMF for being so accommodating within the hecticness of the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
Whether it be with the PBA or even down to the grassroots level with bowling centers, they are doing a lot to help bowling right now.
Except when it comes to food prices. Yeah, Tracy. Troy Owens with a look at that. Troy Owens sighting.
Troy Owens. I will never forget the last time we had the Danny Wise Youth Scholarship Tournament. Troy's dad told him, TJ's dad told him, hey, make sure you close the door on the way out and don't suck today. He ended up making the finals. Yeah.
TJ Owens.
Yeah.
So hopefully this delay doesn't take too long, because the longer that takes, the longer it takes me to get home.
Hey, I got a 20-minute drive home.
2 hours. Oof. Back to PA I go, back over the Mason-Dixon line.
Where's that?
So do we know what's wrong with it? The belt. Something slipped off the ball wheel. It's probably the belt.
Probably.
Don't know too many other things that slip off a ball wheel.
Except for a bowling ball. Bowling ball's supposed to slip off the ball wheel.
That's true.
So something the remaining three bowlers in scratch division all have in common. What is that, Jason? Let's see if you can guess it. Granted, you have a two-hander.
They're all right-handed.
Besides that, what is similar about their ball rolls? They all have low axis tilt. Low axis tilt is very key in today's game.
You know what? I was going to mention earlier, not that, but when Josh was here and we were discussing the pattern a little bit, I was going to say a heavy roll played to your advantage this weekend.
Yes.
When I used to bowl back in the day, long time ago, my tilt was literally between 3 and 4 degrees. I had none. Very heavy. In fact, when I was growing up, when I was first learning to throw a hook, I was a full roller.
No axis tilt. Speaking of full rollers, Tom Smallwood, although he drills balls like that, is technically not a full roller.
Really?
He has axis tilt. He just tracks in a unique spot. He's a Detroit half thumber.
But yes, if you were to pull out some of my old equipment, you'll see my track is right next to the thumb and right next to the fingers. Thump, 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 thump. Every now and then, not very often. It's very interesting.
Especially with the weight blocks that weren't very dynamic.
Right. And the reason why that is, where I grew up, back in the 70s and 80s, yes, I am that old. More in the 80s. Wood lanes.
Lacquer.
24 feet of oil when they felt like oiling. You had to learn, even with the white dot back then, to get the ball down the lane. So my bowling, where today a lot of the bowling styles are more like a boomerang shape. Mine was like a hockey stick shape. I certainly couldn't swing the boards. I like my Z game was to stand on 35 and play 25 out. My A game was to play 12 to 5, but the ball didn't turn left till about 48 to 50 feet. And then it turned left. A lot.
How eye-opening was it for you when Reactive came out?
Interesting story. True. Let me tell this true story. And for those of you that join us every week, I've told this story. So, you probably know the first resin ball was the...
Well, publicized, it was the Excalibur, but Hammer had a goof before that.
Right. Okay. So, there was the Excalibur. I saw, I forget his name. He was bowling against Amuleto Monicelli on TV, and he was out hooking Amuleto Monicelli with his ball. And I'm like, and then, they said what it is. They said, reactive urethane, reactive resin, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I got to get me one of these things. So I called, I don't know how many different places. I finally found one at Jay Lanes. And Jay Lanes isn't that far from where I lived. I bought it. My ball driller at the time was Frankie May. Everybody knows
Frankie May.
Everybody knows Frankie. So he drilled the ball. I went up to Colonial Hills, where I worked at the time, and where I bowled, up in Shillington. Building's no longer there. It's been torn down since, 99. And a couple of my friends were there. It was just after the 6:30 shift got done bowling. So I pulled it out and, showing it to all my friends. And so I threw a couple shots. At that time, I was throwing one of my favorite bowling balls of all time, urethane, the Ebonite Nitro. Love that ball, that blue ball. Loved it. So, threw it to find the line. So I pulled out the Excalibur. I said, all right, so I'm going to move 5 left to see what it does. Throw it out to the same thing. I swear to God, Ben, I took out the 6, 9, 10. Ball didn't move. Ball did not move. And I'm telling everybody how this ball is a hook machine.
And it flagged the head pin right.
It flagged the 3-pin right. So, I'm like, all right, wait. The ball didn't feel like it slipped off my hand or anything. So I moved back to where I was playing with the Nitro. Threw the ball again. Took out the 6, 9, 10. Now my friends are rolling on the floor. I'm like, what in the world? I moved way right. Threw the ball straight down 5, which back then was my Y game, playing down and in. And remember, I grew up on short oil, so you
had to throw away
hockey stick and, threw straight down 5. Barely hit the 3-pin. I called Frankie, man, like, what did you do to my bowling ball? He's like, what do you mean? Like, Frankie, this ball's supposed to be a hook monster. I threw it 3 times. It's barely moved. He goes, Jace, baby. Frankie, baby. Baby. He goes, give it a game. Give it a game and a half. Let's get some of that shine off that ball. He was right.
He woke up.
Once that ball started to hook, woo, did that ball hook. But my average on resin did end up going down a few pins compared to urethane. Now, when we threw urethane, we were still basically bowling on 24 feet. Once resin came out at Colonial Hills, they would oil 32 feet in the morning and 24 feet in the afternoon. And they were one of the first bowling centers that I can remember, at least up in the Pennsylvania area, that would strip every day. After they started oiling the 32 feet, they started stripping every day.
Ball wheel. Something broke on the belt. Something belt.
Fixing it up.
We'll be back up shortly.
We're filling time.
So yes, that's my story of the first time I threw a resin bowling ball. It was not a good experience.
That was Mark McDowell, 1992 AC Delco Classic. That
Yes.
blind Excalibur.
Yes. Yep.
Now, speaking of the people going out and buying that ball after it came out,
How do you know you were alive?
well, here's one that ties back to you, Mr. Wiseman. When you won the Masters in that little baseball stadium,
That was a little stadium. But would it seat like 8,000?
I know I've seen Brett Spangler post multiple times how after that show he went out and, just like everyone else, tried to find a Ravage. Designed by the late, great Mr. Mo Cannell.
I want to tell a story about Mr. Wiseman here. I brought it up to him this morning, and I don't know if he remembered it, but his response to me was, "This happened more than once to me." So I had to remember where this bowling tournament was, but I'm pretty sure it was at Colony Park in York. It was a regional, and he had made day 2 of the regional, and they, in the second round in day 2, they bowled best of 3. First person to win 2 games. So him and his opponent, I believe, if I remember correctly, split the first 2 games. In game 3, he finished first. His opponent needed to come up and double to beat him. Danny's not watching. Danny was not watching his opponent. He's standing, he's facing me and my son, and there was someone else and he was talking to the 3 of us. His opponent throws a shot, 10 back, flush. Beautiful shot, flush. And Danny goes, yeah, in fact, I believe that's what he said. Yeah, that's good. The second shot, the guy came in high and leaves a Greek church. And Danny, believe it or not, said, that's a 5 count. Danny knew how many pins the guy got by the sound. He never turned around to look. He knew by the sound that he heard.
What he left?
That's amazing.
He did a similar thing at a tournament at Forest Hill a couple years ago. He was bowling against local MC Hammer, Pat McGaney. And he ended the tournament. Danny's playing 5th arrow with a Wreckham, looking like it was 2002 again. And he turned his back. Pat needed a hit, and I think he flat 7 or 7-9. And he's like flat 7, 4-pin lay down. And did
that here against
and,
Tony Wall.
Yep. I think he did against O'Grady here at the Maryland Masters.
I think a marker strike or something let me in. Shut me out. Big Greek church or big fool or something. I turned it it's a big fool or something. Same thing. And I said he let me in. I need to double win. I'm like, dang.
So one of the other things Danny is known for that my son started to emulate.
Okay, I could go up on 21 do it, but get down go to the lane and look at ball tracks.
Yes, he would get like where his nose hair could touch the approach. Looking.
You can't do it anymore. I'm too old.
No, yeah.
He needs a life alert button if he touches back.
So then all of a sudden, my kids started to emulate this. And I'm like, what are you? Oh, I'm looking at ball tracks, Dad.
So we had to lift the whole.
I don't know.
He had to lift it.
I don't know. Yeah, because they got
Well, that's because they're just keeping warm for these 22s broke. What?
Matt.
What?
It's like a top over there.
We could, but it's not convention. They gotta be twice. So those are my two stories that I remember most about our tournament hosts. And the other way, actually, there's another one. I'm sure he still has it. And I'm sure he still does it. He throws rubber at a 10-pin.
Yep, black diamond. And he has two of them, right?
85, 83, and a black diamond.
So when you finally retire, are you going to give one of those like during your silent auctions? Are you going to give it away? Autograph it and give it away?
Doing everything. I got a 16, I got a 50. I might do a 60.
Yeah. Now,
Maybe.
now,
Now, do you know why he drills people in spares?
So what's 85, 83?
Well, I got pardon? No. I know why he drills all in spares. Well, two reasons. Joe Ciccone.
I just saw him on TV.
Yes. One at Country Club. Well, was stepladder. But Mike Fagan's first title came with Danny in a doubles event where Joe Ciccone teamed up with Ronnie Russell. Joe Ciccone needed to mark to win the tournament in like singleton by a lot. So spares win tournaments.
that's right. That's right.
Joe Ciccone, that's a name we don't hear pop up very often. He was a beast in the East for
Was.
2 years.
I've seen him at a few regionals.
Every now and again. He was in that same class of like Tommy Lutz Jr.,
Yeah.
Timmy Chris. The
So,
Collins brothers.
so you're a ball driller, right?
Retired,
Right. Okay. So, have you ever, speaking of, rubber bowling balls, have you ever had the opportunity to drill a rubber bowling ball?
I have drilled rubber bowling balls and I've resurfaced them. I hate it with a passion.
So, why don't you tell everybody what it's the air quality, so to say, after you drill a rubber bowling ball?
If you had to imagine being stuck next to a semi truck whose wheels were just stuck spinning for about an hour and burning the tires off, that's about close to what it's going to smell like when you drill a rubber ball. It's going to get in your sinuses, clear them out. You're going to be blowing black stuff out of them for a while.
Yep.
There's actually some old rubber bowling balls you shouldn't really drill. There's some ebonite, like the satellites. They got asbestos and stuff in them too, but
And that smell just kind of stays there.
it lingers. It's like a smoke-filled bowling alley.
So, it looks like we got pins on 22, so we might be done soon. So, very quickly, since we brought up reactive resin stuff, your favorite bowling ball ever?
Reacts version 2. Solid.
Reacts
radical.
version 2.
Well, followed by more.
Mine, the original Cuda C.
Good to see ceramic core.
Ceramic core. Did you ever? Now you always knew when somebody threw ceramic core because the sound was different when it would hit the pins. That ball, I still have it. Hit like a truck.
I think I have a Cuda C drilled in the house, but I have a Boss Titanium from the Hoinky Classic.
The Hoinky.
The red Boss.
I know somebody who won the Super Hoinky.
Jake actually has a 50th Hoinky ball in the pro shop undrilled, the teal one. But you knew someone who won the Super Hoinky.
I believe that's 50,000 to win, or at least back in the day it was.
Way back when.
Yeah, Michael Bixler. He was managing a bowling center in New Jersey for a while. I don't know if he still manages there. He was up in New York, then he went to New Jersey. I don't know if he manages bowling centers or not anymore. He was a lefty. Really good bowler. Really good bowler. His older brother, Brad, managed Burke's Lanes, now Bolero Burke's Lanes, recently. He got the runaway strip on his face, too.
2002 Medford Open. Look up that show if you get a minute.
I know that show.
There's another show. Good friend of the PJBT, Mr. Dougie Fresh, Doug Kent. I think it was a World Championship show where the pair, same pattern on both lanes in an arena setting, and the one lane hooked about 20 more boards than the other lane. I think Dougie Fresh was throwing a no mercy, and Danny was throwing 2 balls in each lane. It was an awesome show to go back and watch.
Almost the original dual pattern tournament.
Yes, by accident.
By accident.
All
right. Looks like we're just about ready for the semifinals. Thank you for sticking with us, ladies and gentlemen, as we took a walk down memory lane while we were awaiting. Give us a sec and take it away, Matt.
It's time to begin our semifinal matches for the 2021 Danny Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. On the stretch side, we have number 2 seed, Kate Trendler, taking on number 3 seed, Casey Campbell. He has elected to have Casey start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we have number 2 seed, Nolan Randizzi, taking on number 4 seed, Jalen Davis. Nolan has elected to start the match on lane 21, and he's getting a handicap of 7-0. All right, bowling fans, stand for our semifinals.
All right, and we're off. Nolan is getting a 7-pin handicap. You know, let me just give a shout out to our lane mechanics. Without them, these bowling centers don't.
Tracy Dean.
Tracy Dean in the back. Who actually worked.
Tracy Dean.
Tracy Dean was at AMF Country Club for a while. Thankfully, he was able to get relocated over here to Perry Hall.
Yeah, without them, bowling centers don't run.
Casey looks like he has thrown a 900 global Zen.
That's a great ball.
Zen ball good. Zen ball very good.
All right, Nolan gets 8 on his second shot. Remember, 70 pins is the handicap.
You know what Nolan's treat is if he gets through this match?
He gets to face his sister.
It's not the first time it's happened in the final.
No.
The brother-sister bowl on the handicap side. But they both get the Earl book.
Yes.
Jalen wasting no time. Fair converted.
Jalen comes in high in the second. 3-6-10. All right, we got the ball back. Let's see what Nate can do. He comes in light. Flags the head. 1-2-8. Jalen misses. Nolan up really quick. I have a feeling this handicap match is going to be done in about 4 minutes.
It's going to make up for the lane break.
Yes, they are. We probably just should have had the handicap bowl. I mean, the scratch division bowl.
Would have timed out just about right.
Once again, our message board is operational. Should you wish to chime in, let us know where you're watching us from. As the PJBT goes on the road to cover the annual Danny Wiseman Youth Scholarship Tournament at AMF Perry Hall Lanes in suburban Baltimore, Maryland.
Nate gets the scout and take 10 out there.
Nolan covers his spare in the second. Casey Campbell now up, working off a strike in the first. See if he can take an early 10-pin lead with a double. That's in.
He went. Where'd he go? He went.
Well, you know, we on the PJBT use the Nelson Burton Jr. rule of saying Jersey, while basically the rest of the world says Brooklyn. But
We say Jersey down here in Baltimore.
we like good old Nelson Burton Jr.
Elbow.
And there's the perfect definition of the lanes given and the lanes taken.
Yeah.
Crosses over for a strike, and he threw a shot that, you know, probably 60-65% of the time you're going to strike. And the seventh pin said, "No, this is going to be one of those times where you don't."
Jalen gets him ball. Casey did cover the spare. That's been a very key point this weekend. Spares are everything on the hard side. Hard and straight.
Jalen comes up light in the fourth. 1, 2, 4, 8. One, 2, 4 for Nate. He didn't like that shot.
Chop spare for Nate Trentler. Puts him down in the match.
Nolan up in the fourth. Oh, great shot. Unlucky to leave the 7. We'll see if he can convert. He does not. Nate came in high, leaves a 6. I'm going to say right now, this is actually a very big spare right here for Nate. You don't want to get up and throw back-to-back opens on makers, number one. Number two, I don't know. He seems to be a bit mentally
Flustered?
Yeah, that's a really good word. You know, this is where I'll say after he opens in the third, a professional probably takes a rewrite.
Yes.
Just take their time, gather their thoughts. Nolan with a spare in the fifth. He's got 2 marks in 5 frames. You know, there might have been a 900 on 19 and 20, but I don't think you're going to see 900 tonight on 19.
I don't think so either. I think the high game of the entire tournament this weekend was 250.
260.
260 to start.
Kai Struthers, first game, first block. 269? 267? Something like that. Actually have it somewhere.
That is a, oh wow, no count.
That's strange.
Very strange.
269.
By Kai Struthers.
Yep. He's an amazing bowler.
Kid can play.
Yes,
Kid
he can.
play. And Jalen Davis goes back to Jersey.
That's a break and a half.
Yes, it is.
Had the 5 pin. And then it went down.
And KC gets a good break that time on 19. 7 decides to cooperate. Post at the foul line. He has about as many follow-throughs as I do.
All right, let's see what Nate can do now. He's working on a spare in the fourth, up in the fifth.
Good break. That is big. That keeps this match very close.
Yes. Yes, Casey didn't do himself any favors going 6 out.
Yeah, it looks like Nate made a ball change. I believe he did it last time on that lane. He went from a reality to an RST X1. Then the last shot of 19, he went back to reality. Looks like he's the same RST. There we go. Very big double there for Nate Kramer. Oh. 3-7 split.
Casey now up in the sixth.
Again. Wow.
Ball sailed right through his break point. So what are you seeing up?
I am seeing a lot of very shiny bowling balls going down the lane, which, when they're crisp, fine, but as the lanes start to drag down a little bit, and they don't really start to develop, friction zones aren't there to get the ball to really see it, a little worrisome, and I think that's kind of what we're starting to see here.
So, what do you think they should be doing?
I think he's in the right part of the lane. I think he needs a little bit of slower bowling ball that's going to try to create more friction, not use friction. Shiny bowling balls tend to use more friction, whereas balls a little more surface, stronger cores tend to create more. So, or backs down ball speed, a little more play.
So obviously he couldn't turn around right now and put surface on a bowling ball. What about a ball with a shorter pin to pad?
Shorter pin to pad, lower the RG, you'll get it to stand up a little closer to you.
Yeah.
Almost mimic urethane type reaction, kind of, but it will allow you to shut your ankles down.
Which I think I would want that right now. I'll sacrifice a little carry for a consistent reaction right now.
And sacrificing carry and still bowling 190 is not a bad thing when they're hard. It will be interesting to note that there was actually not much urethane thrown.
Danny, tell me your score correction. It gave him 9.
For as hard as they were this weekend, there was not much urethane that continuously went down the lane for first balls. Mm-hmm. There were a couple left-handers that were able to get the shape right, but on the right, they went away pretty quickly, especially the kids that bowled multiple squads. If they tried it the first squad, they most likely did not pull it back out later.
Yeah, I was talking to my son a little bit last night. You know, he watches these when he couldn't. He probably has it on right now. If not, he'll watch a little later. And I'm thinking he would say, Dad, I would probably take out my Paradox, which has a 2-inch pin on it, and just play straighter is greater right now. You know, a little down and in action, just to get the ball to the pocket.
Keep it in play.
All right, so Nate with a spare in the 8th. He's got 122 in the 7th. Spare in the 8th. With a strike, Casey could take the lead. If he spares, he's down by 3. In the handicap division, Nolan has 158 with his handicap in the 9th.
That's in a shim there.
Jalen with 126. So Jalen could strike out for 176. If he strikes out for 176, he will force Nolan to get 19. So this is a big first ball.
Yes, it is. Big shot.
All right, so now the best he could do is 153, which means 163. And Nolan right now is at 158 with his handicap.
Big triple for KC there leading into the 10th frame.
All right. Jalen gets his spare. You want to try to get every pin that he can here because you never know. You know, when you're bowling a younger bowler, anything could happen. Okay, he gets 7, so that's 160. So Nolan is going to need 3 pins. If he gets the 3, he moves on to the finals to try to beat his sister in back-to-back games.
And answering Troy Owens in the chat, the gutter, I saw maybe 2 or 3 people actually try to get out by 2-3, and it did not look very good at all.
All right, and that's going to do it. Nolan will be moving on to face his sister in the finals.
Another brother-sister final in the Danny Wiseman Scottish.
It's going to be an interesting ride back to Brooklyn.
Yeah. They have books to read, though, so they're good.
They do.
They're going to crash.
When I heard that they won the books, his sister, that's the one she wanted to win.
And a big spare converter in there.
Over on the scratch side, Nate could still shoot 202. If he goes strike 9, or even strike 8, 129. All right, with a good count here, he'll force Casey Campbell to strike in the 10th.
Yep.
As if Casey were to go 9 spare, he would shoot 198. So Nate is looking to get at least 7.
Yeah. And the lane that Casey will have to get up one is the same one he washed out twice on, I believe. But he did strike last shot there. He made the adjustment. So.
All right. No, it's good for show that the 9 pin falls, but in the grand scheme of things, it really didn't matter too much.
The first 2 shots in the 10th.
Yes, the first 2 shots. All right, so it comes down to this. Casey must strike his first ball. If he does, he moves on to the finals. If he doesn't, it's a rematch of the winner's bracket final. And he gets out the 5-7. It's a good shot.
Good shot.
When I say gets out the 5-7, I don't want to make it sound like, well, he didn't hit it at the bottom and the 5-7 was standing.
He controlled deflection.
Yes. So the 6 out, assuming he stays behind the foul line, does not come back to bite him. All right, that's more than enough. It should be 214 or 205. That's right. 205. You can tell I'm tired and my math is off. Hey, guess I didn't sleep last night.
I think we all left Bowling Center after midnight last night.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I did not sleep.
I had a little bit of sleep. Wee bit of sleep.
Yes, we did leave after midnight last night.
Bowling fans? All right, bowling fans, that's time to give out our awards for the semifinalists. Finishing in third place in the scratch division, receiving a $1,800 scholarship. And in third place, trophy from Phoenix, Maryland, Nate Trentler.
Nate Trentler, third place in the scratch division, $1,800. That's a great payday.
All right, and a third place finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $1,250 scholarship. In third place, Golden Pin Trophy. From here in Baltimore, Maryland, Jalen Davis.
Jalen Davis, $1,250 for his third place finish. Great bowling.
All right, onward, title matches. Potentially 1 or 2 games. You want to practice? You can take one with you. Right?
Daniel. Daniel.
Yep. All right, joining me in the commentary booth, PBA Hall of Famer, and all-around nice guy. All-around nice guy, Mr. Danny Wiseman. How are you, sir?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks, Jason. This has been quite the weekend for sure. Yeah, been a lot of great bowling on this very demanding condition.
I tell you what, for everything that you went through in the final 2 weeks, I'd say this went off without a hitch.
Pretty well, much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a trying couple of weeks there.
Yep.
It's the change from Country Club to AMF Country Club to AMF Perry Hall.
Yep.
But everything worked out well.
Yep.
Everything, AMF was very gracious in working with me on this. We had the biggest tournament ever.
Yes.
So,
Record entries and record payouts.
yep, both of them. So I mean, it's grown every year. That trend continues. One of these days, maybe we'll be at $100,000.
Maybe.
It's incredible. All the support from the parents, the local people, all the youth directors, everybody that's involved with this is just tremendous, and I'm greatly appreciative. And again, doing it all for the kids, giving back, and just to help them with their education, their college funds, and what it's all about.
Yes. The premier tournament in the Mid-Atlantic. Danny's checking out the message board.
gutter hooked it all for you.
Not really. Not really. So, tell you what went into designing the pattern for this tournament?
Well, it's basically altered each year. I work with Gagel and Doug Dukes.
Yep.
And each year we tweak it.
Handicap
And
differences behind.
We've taken the last couple of years, the base of the pattern, which is pretty flat, and we've lengthened it. We've changed the mics, the amount of bills, and the length, the thickness of the pattern, the different oils. But that was a country club. That's HPL 9000. So each year, every little tweak, it would play different. And but the scores were always low. That was one thing that I'm pretty much fond of. It's, when you come to this, you're going to have to make some spares and make some shots. And it always worked out pretty good at country. I mean, in 2019, Bryce Oliver did shoot the highest block ever for 5 games. It was like 180 over. He did not hold good the blocks before. So, as far as I remember, he might have. But that was the highest ever. Other than that, I don't think there's another youth bar 100 over. So, in 19. This year, I think Kia Struthers was 85 over. Some was the highest block.
Yes.
So, and moving into Perry Hall, we had to make an adjustment because the lane surface is completely different. It's pro amber lane up front for the
I'm over here now.
top 50 or the 15 feet, 20 feet out the arrows, and after that it's 35-year-old original amber lane. So it hooks the mid panel hooks the end everything. The surface is just beat up. So we took the same pattern from Country Club, put it over here, and I bolted on it. I bolted my shit just flat out hooked. And being that 30 games would be on each pair. 6 on a pair, 5 games. Somebody got talked to Doug and said we got to do something. So we changed the middle part of the pattern, slowed the machine down, add some mics. I had some, some oil. Went 2 more feet longer. Still kept it pretty flat, and scores were low. So
Yes.
success happened.
Got what it's amazing how just subtle changes make big differences.
Yep. I mean, in the middle, it's 1-to-1. And 1.12 on the middle outside, or middle outside's 2. It's just, it looks like it would play easy, but because the topography of this place, which is so beat up on that second panel, you miss right, you throw it firm, it just hydroplanes. It's almost like an OB, but it's not there.
With that 6 loads right on run number 1. Yep. You're 2 to 2s.
Feet. So it's pretty fun.
For those of you that don't know how to read a lane graph sheet, I would suggest you learn. On my own private personal YouTube channel, I did a whole show on how to read a lane graph sheet. So I'm going to let you talk because somebody bumped the table and moved the camera. So I'm going to let you talk for a little bit.
Yeah, so, I mean, I basically talked about the lane graph sheet. I mean, I look first thing for 2 to 2, see how flat the pattern is, how far the length is. I look at the ending distance, reverse drop brush, and then I look at the amount of milliliters and the type of oil, and then factor that in with the surface. Whether it's going to hook, where it's going to play, where the basic part of the lane is going to be more optimal on the fresh, and then of course it's going to change. So here we go.
Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. On the snack side, we got top seed Tom Burns Jr. from Fort East, New Jersey, taking on number 3 seed Mason Campbell from Newark, New Jersey. Start the match on lane 19. On the handicap side, we probably have our youngest matchup in the history of this tournament.
No doubt.
We have our tournament leader, 9-year-old Alyssa Randizzi.
You got it.
Taking on number 2 seed, her brother, 7 years old, Nolan Randizzi. Start the match on lane 21, and she's getting the difference handicap, which is 9 and 10. Now, just a reminder, our tournament leader does not win the first game of this match. If they win the first game, the tournament is over. If they do not win the pairs, and we'll second game matchup. All right, bowling fans, let's get them a nice hand.
No, they can't. Yeah, those. No.
Alyssa's getting 9. Okay, I missed that. Okay, so Alyssa's getting 9 pins. We had to do the scoring monitors where it keeps track of 3 games. So, scratch is scratch.
Yes.
Alyssa, look, a left-handed female. Look at this. 2-hander. When do you ever see that, folks? That is so rare. And that is so awesome.
She leaves the 3, 5, 6. Tommy Burns.
Grabs a 10 right on the gate. Good shot there on that lane. We got Tommy here bowling for the title. The little story is he went back home last night.
Did he really?
Hour and a half in New Jersey. And yeah, I guess they hit some traffic. He got here just a touch late. And I think he got like 2 minutes of practice on the press this morning. He just barely made it where they started. It would have been DQ'd. So with missing the practice and all that, I mean, he got through it, and here we are. All right, Tom. Going for the title.
Great shot there by Nolan, leaving just the 8 pin. These youngsters can throw the ball.
Both two-handed. Who have they been watching on TV? Let's see.
Yeah. When we were that young, we didn't throw like that.
I had no idea what that was about.
Do you remember how old you were when you started bowling?
I'm 5. That's a little left, maybe. Oh, shimmed up right. I don't think he expected that to sit there like that. Just throwing that shinier ball and laid off. Yeah, I was like 5, so I was like Nolan. Oh, bowling. But almost covered that up. So yeah, it was. I was 5. I think my first league I was 7. I think I was 119 or something. So it was just went from there. So conventional ball, throwing it up the middle.
That's
trying
not
to be like
bad.
Mark Roth. That was a little outside there. And again on this pattern, you throw it firm and it will hydroplane because that front panel is so slick and the oil is. These are fresh from this morning. They have not been bowled on other than just these last few matches. The panel you get firm off your hand, it will hydroplane. So speed control is very, very, very sensitive to this. Wow. As you can see right there, going firmer at it. Troy Owen said should have put a speed bump in around 30 feet.
Yeah, let's have the leader be negative. Sure.
Yeah, that would have done it. Speed bump. It's already there. It's called a panel that's 38 years old that fries out. So it's a reverse speed bump. How about that? Look at that. Oh, that's going to curve.
She leaves your everyday 1, 2, 3, 5. Tommy Burns up in the second.
That wasn't bad. That broke off. I thought that was going to bail out. That's lane. It seems like it's tighter down lane. I don't know if he got a little soft with that or what, but it didn't look bad off his hand. Everyone's favorite 3-6. Uh-oh, what's this going to do? It's got a chance. It's got a chance. Oh!
Not bad at all.
Good. Here you go, Tom. All right, come on. Tommy covered the fair up there. Everyone's favorite. And the wind up. Oh, She's got her hand on that one. Here it comes. Oh.
1-3-10. Her brother's clapping for her.
I don't know if that's a sarcastic clap, but I didn't miss this.
Well,
come on, pick it up. I'm sure. No,
yeah.
I've been watching them all day. They're so fun to watch. Brother sister camaraderie. Hey! Wow. That one got up the hill. Oh! One bit out of that.
These things are never like exact. You'll like look at these fluctuate. One of the
did you link this to the group thing?
yeah, ours, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't think about it. But see now, look, now we bounced it. It just bounced. The most we ever had was one of our Friday night things on championship weekend. We had like 120.
Oh!
If you go on ours, you can share it. It's there.
Yeah.
All right, Casey up. In the
Hey. It wasn't shared on my group page. Could have shared it.
Casey Campbell, 6-pin conversion. He's clean through 4. Alyssa up on the handicap side on 22. She's in the 4th, working open in the 3rd. She leads the 1-2.
Let's see if there was a other pin behind it from the angle. Got that one weeks there. It's that spot. That was a little firmer than the last one. And he probably made the adjustment on 3-6-10. And then bumped it a hair right and it rolled over. That's what that lane was doing. So Alyssa's getting 8, 9.
9.
Oh, look at this. Bang. Oh!
Oh, she gets it.
Yeah, 10 back. And brother gives her a high five, or a mid five. And gets the wood.
Finds himself down by 12 now after 4.
Uh-oh. You know, if I was his age throwing that big of a bowling ball, I think I'd be kind of tired right now after all day.
After all these games.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That ball's so big. Wow.
Tommy catches it right, crosses over.
That is not a very for sure shot there. Light. Have to come come together and figure this out here. What's going on with this pair? Tommy is. So here we go, KC.
Let's see if Casey can take advantage of Burns' open in the fourth. He's up in the fifth.
He does.
And he collapses them.
Keeps it right in that little tube down the lane. Dang.
That keeps his lead at 12 with another strike here. He'll go up 22.
Hey, everyone gets 3 off the left.
Remember, fans, if Casey or Nolan want to win, that's the one to focus on. If Casey or Nolan want to win the tournament, they have to win twice.
Yep. Look at that. Tubed it. There it is. Another double. Come on, Tommy. What a clap. Clap for all of them.
Yes.
Back here on the microphone. Like, all right, let's see where this one goes at here for Tommy. High lights. 4-7 there. High hit.
Yeah.
Listen. Got it right. Got it right. Caves in everything.
Well, that brings him back to trailing by 12.
Better shot, Tom. Let's go.
If he does find a way to come back and win this game, we could easily look back on that shot.
Yep. Uh-oh. Let's go. Oh, look at this. Oh. Wow.
10 pin. Alyssa is up 22 and getting 9 pins on top of it. Baby split for Tom.
Yep. I'll start to see the mid lane. Look at that. There it is. Yeah, that's the thing with too much surface. It'll get to the front, it'll read that middle panel, break off, and then you make the move, and you push it through it, get a little firm, and then it never sees down on the pattern. It never gets back. So he's kind of got the over under X right now. Like, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do here. Got to make this.
It's not Nolan with a good shot.
So it's going to have to regroup, get some things going together here.
We're going to be throwing one more game.
This pair is tricky.
Nolan with a 9 count.
Got the 9.
And 7.
It's a big spare here. Oh. Oh! Just a. Oh, that's luck. That was luck.
That's got to be tough for mom and dad having to watch this.
I agree. Uh-oh.
All right, Casey with a chance to really extend the lead gives it back, and we're still at a 12-pin match with 3 frames to go. It's up for grabs. Anybody's match.
Oh. Get up.
Nolan gets 5. So he's got 58, 59. I was 6. He's got 59 in the 8th. His sister,
Getting 9 pins.
who's getting 9 pins, is also up by about, depending upon what she does here, 7 pins for Casey.
Yeah, he played that. Because he went high in the last one. Buzzed out pretty good. With a defensive shot.
All right, Alyssa gets 6. So Alyssa is closing in on the championship.
There for KC. Spares it up.
Alyssa makes it spare. So basically, any count. Best Nolan can do is 119. Alyssa, with her handicap, is sitting right at about 101.
I see he's good counter. Little brother's got to throw back 4.
Yes. Yeah.
He got to pack them up. So she just made the, what did they used to call that? What was the old school? What we used to call it back in the day? Come on. You know?
That was, what was the 1, 3, 6, 10?
Yeah.
Is that what I used to call it the picket fence? That's what I used to call
A bread line. That's what my
Okay.
dad used to call it. Let's see what Tommy does here on this lane. He went left.
Shot, Tommy, let's go.
He went left a little bit there. Then feeded his far right.
That's a big strike,
That's huge.
which makes this shot even more important.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Got away from that spot, right? So I was kind of right. Talking to Tommy's dad, he did bump a little bit more left on that right lane to get away from the big spot. So that's a pretty daggone good move right there.
So Nolan is going to need to strike here, or Alyssa is your champion in the
Oh,
handicap.
that's 10 back. Get up. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
he does it. Stays in the match. So now he's going to need 2 more.
Go. Hey.
That's a double. Yeah, we took it out to your car on Friday.
Shot. Shot. Oh, it's got a hook.
And that's
Well,
going to do it.
The title stays in the family.
Yep. Alyssa and DC will be your champion in the handicap division,
There we go. It's a big hit to KC.
taking home $2,500.
Tim,
Oh, he gets the 10 out.
gets the help. 6 minutes left. and
So,
on the 10.
DC
Half
needs
10
to
hit.
double 9
Yeah.
to shut him out.
Oh, he got it. 99. Oh, he-
So Casey needs to double 9 to shut him out. Go to a 1-game winner take. Anything else? Tommy Burns could win it right here in this game. Oh, that might have been his best shot of the night.
That was really good there. Yep. For the deal there, that was pretty good. Up, bro. Up. He got one.
Great job by Nolan today.
It looks tired. What we got here?
Need a strike in 9.
That's in the weeds.
That's a push. That's a push.
7.
That gives Tommy Burns a chance to end it here. By the way, if he wins, I owe him a sticker. Did a little side bit.
Oh, damn.
Going all the way back before you bowled this.
Wow. Great.
we have a sticker against the meal. I figured I was golden at 8:30 this morning.
Wow. All right.
All right, 200 even. So we actually have a chance for a tie here, too. Strike 9 spare is a tie. So that just shows how important Casey's spare was.
Yep. Yep.
Tommy needs to double.
Yep. Oh, look.
All right, all attention turns to scratch.
So
Tommy do it. 2 to win. Strike 9 spare to tie. Anything less, and they have another game.
Oh,
That's a push.
That's in the weeds.
All right, we got one more game to go.
On to another game here, folks. We just cut that.
You just want to keep us here longer.
No. Hey, you know what? That's what happens on this type of pattern.
Yeah.
It is a war of attrition. Who makes the least amount of mistakes? So that was I think that was that?
Not really sure. All right.
That was I think maybe a test ball or just let's see if it'll hook back from out there. I don't know. So anyway, here we go. We're going to go one more. Where's Matthew at? We got to do the awards for.
I don't know. My guess is probably not. Usually we do the
We're gonna
awards
go
at
right
the same
into it.
time.
We have to wait. We have to tell them. What?
And Matt's behind the counter doing something. So. Oh, that's because the lanes are set for 3 games, so he's got to reset it.
So are they doing? Are we waiting? Are we doing? They got to wait, right? How are we doing?
They're gonna get them.
Hey, get them out of here.
I would too.
So tell them to turn on. Tell them to turn on that practice.
Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what Matt's playing.
I would just give out the awards while they're practicing.
All right, so we're going to give out the award for handicap.
That's fair.
All right, Foley fans, that concludes the handicap side of this year's Wiseman Scholarship Tournament. Our runner-up finisher, receiving a $1,750 scholarship, and the second place runner-up bowling pin trophy from Brooklyn, New York, Nolan Randizzi.
Nolan Randisi, second place today, $1,750. I hope he threw like 4 touchdown passes. Make him a comeback.
Oh my God, he's taller than Boy Jr.
All right, and now our champion in the handicap division, receiving a $2,500 scholarship, and the first place trophy goes to Melissa
Randisi.
That's right, big girl. You did that.
$2,500. Am I winning now?
Projected to win at 476.
That's a tough loss for one of us. Yes, he did. I'm sure we got some happy parents. I saw him limp off the field. Not surprised.
Congratulations to our winner, Brooklyn, New York. Now, scratch division, we have one more game. How about 42-50?
All right. So let's play a little game of adjust the computer. Matt, take a step to your left. Hang it.
Zooming in. 90.
All right. So we're down to one match, winner take all, to find out who takes home the Scratch Division Championship. Then I get to pack up and take a 2-hour trip home. So at this point, I'm glad I took tomorrow off from work.
Down in the office there.
Josh is back.
Well, between a sleeping child and other things going on, I got distracted.
What? Yeah. He's got to fill the thing in, the sheet, and then I'm going to sign it and give it to them.
I'd like to know how KC is still walking. This is game number 20.
Good to be young. That's all I'm going to say.
I'd be laying in the corner, passed out.
I'm sure there was a day back when. Matt. I mean, if they want to, they can still sit there. That's fine.
All right, Holy fans, this is our final match, the consolation match. To determine our scratch division champion. Again, top seed Tom Burns Jr. taking on Mason Campbell. And Thomas Michael to start on lane 21. Let's get the both tonight fans.
Interesting. Tom selected to start the match. He did that last game. No, you were great. Great.
No one will listen. Let's see how this pair plays after all the left and right. Wow.
Crossing over leaves the 6.
So flat. Yeah, they bowled earlier, broke down, they got left, and now these are fresh. You can right, go back, right, ball down with something smoother. Get up on that little bit of a flip there and make the break point no farther than 7-8.
That piece of wisdom furnished to you by Danny Wiseman, Hall of Famer. The more you know, ladies and gentlemen. The more
And
you
of
know.
course, I'm not wrong. Just my guesstimation of the big hole.
He's over there talking like he's bowled before.
Maybe a time or two.
Wonder if he was any good.
Have to go back into the archives of Google, I guess.
Tom went 9 spare for his first frame. Casey comes up high, leaves 2-4-7.
Winner of this match will take $3,500 in scholarship. Loser, $25.
It's going to look pretty good in an IRA.
That's
Spare there for Casey.
built back better. One, 2, 4 for Casey. I'm not sure if that was an errant shot or if it did something he didn't expect it to do. I mean, this could be interesting. You know, you have scratch bowlers moving over to where only handicap bowlers were. It was a difficult pattern to begin with.
Average score in this league is 160. Should have played DraftKings there.
Strike Tommy Burns looking for the early double in the 10-pin lead.
Got it right. That's the spot.
That's been how this pattern is played. You miss right, you're paying the price. You're shooting a spare.
Definitely.
He converts, so he's still clean. I don't think he wants to shoot many 4-pin spare combinations this game, though. All right, Casey Campbell up in the third. Now that's kind of the line I was thinking of. I don't know. You were doing some things. Ben and I were talking about how we would have played this pattern. That's
Correct.
Seems like being a little tighter inside was a little unpredictable. As we've seen quite a few Tommy shots. Looks pretty good. Just gets down.
I would say that was, a board, no more than 2 boards right down lane, and that's not making it. That's not climbing the hill. Straighter is right. You, Josh, would have whacked this puck.
I believe it.
Maybe you should have bowled.
If I knew there was 3,500 scholarships, I could have went back to school.
Not what you wanted.
Very untimely error there. Don't worry, my daughter will know how to play the straight.
Her mom will teach her.
She can't be any worse off. She already knows how to live at a bowling center on Sunday. Tommy with the opportunity to extend the lead here a little bit. Good shot there. Come over here to 21. 21 not treating him too well. Left 4 sticks up on the up on there the last frame, so he's going to have to make a little bit of adjustment there. Through 4 frames, KC has 63. He's on an open. Tom is on the strike with 70. So 7-pin lead for Tom through 4 frames. Two pin there for Tom.
So that lane looking to be the tighter of the two, for sure.
Equally giving both players the same amount of trouble. It's not that one's not struggling any more than the other.
Advantage, though, to Tommy for not having to finish.
That might have been what hurt him a little bit the last game. That right lane was not a good lane.
A little nervous there.
Yeah. Get that a snug left there. And, hope it doesn't fly off. Miss there for KC, 128. KC losing in round 1 today, running the losers bracket all the way up until the very end.
You got Tommy making practice for 2 minutes. Almost didn't make it. Oh, mackerel. Wow.
Again, as Ben and I talked about, this is where a professional would take a 3-rack
Yep.
and just relax for a minute, take a few deep breaths.
Oh, what? There's a ball change. That's a ball change.
Crossing over. Converts in the 6th. With a strike here in the 6th, Tommy will be up 30.
Double. Said this 2 big shots right here.
Fast 8.
The old steady little shot.
This is where your breathing becomes important. Take some deep breaths, slow your heart rate down. Sure, it's a little on the accelerated side.
The best thing for KC right now is just what he's doing, hanging out, taking his time, not walking around. Just relax. That's all you gotta do. Still has a chance to do a 6-bagger, and I'm certainly going to make Tommy think.
All right, so Tommy up 28, 4 frames to go. Still anybody's match. Great shot there by Tommy. Nice heavy roll. That's what you needed to be successful. Those that I know how they bowl, that bowled well, had a heavier roll this weekend. Ooh. That ball fell right out of Casey's hand. Yeah, spares and X's. Classic over grab. All right, so he can still shoot 187.
77.
Sorry, 177. So with a strike here, go a long way to ending this. Double exit, barring any major catastrophe. Washington. All right. So of course I want to try to make this, but I'm for sure getting 3.
Yeah,
I'm not. If I'm not going to make this, I'm not missing left. My miss is going to be. I'm hitting the head pin too high.
Yeah, this late in the match with the lead.
Yes,
definitely got to get.
With the size lead, I'm perfectly fine here getting 3 if I have to. And he makes it. A strike here, basically a mark. So let's just say he goes 9 spare. He's got 157 up in the 8th spare.
He just has to mark and keep it clean.
Yeah. That's assuming Casey strikes out.
Even with the struggle that Casey had,
No, Tommy's going to be looking to cover this. If he were to miss and just get 1, and have 165 in the night, Casey does strike out. He would force Tommy to mark in the 10. So,
and after the last shot on 22, Tommy will be thinking about it. So this is a big spare here. This 6-10. He does. Good spare.
so that's going to go a long way to winning the title. He could win it sitting on the bench. In fact, if Casey doesn't strike here, it's over.
77.
Yeah. Well, you're up. Wow. He can't officially shut him out if he spares and strikes first ball in the 10. If he doesn't strike first ball in the 10, tell Tommy to finish. Oh! Yes, all right. So after first ball in the 10, just tell him to go. All right, Tommy Burns. I owe him a sticker. I've been busting him about when he's going to get a Team Fats logo on his shirt, and he keeps busting me about just getting stickers. So he says to me this morning, right before he's getting ready to start, he goes, if I win the tournament, you got to get me a sticker. And I said, well, what do I get if you lose the tournament? And he goes, what do you want? I said, a meal. He goes, deal.
Now you're buying a sticker.
I lost a meal. I thought that was a sure thing.
After you asked so many people to get you dinner last night, you lost again.
Now I got to buy
The
him
final stab in the face.
I got to find a company to make Team Fats stickers. Who would have thought Tommy Burns Jr. winning a tournament would cost me money?
And you got to buy your own dinner.
And I got to buy my own dinner.
Hey, you can get a soda, a fry, and a double cheeseburger at McDonald's for less than $5.
Well, you know what I should have done? I should have just assumed he was going to win and bought him something, put it on Danny's tab.
He just I bet you do. Future handicap division bowlers.
All right, one last shot. And he goes Jersey. 195, 143, $3,500 to Tommy Burns. Casey Campbell went into the losers bracket after match number 1.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes the 2000.
Ran in the way of the finals, 2,500.
I want to thank everybody who participated this weekend. Thanks to the support of all the local areas sending their bowlers. We had a record amount of entries this year and a record $40,000 prize. These are our 2 final bowlers in the scratch division. Our runner-up finisher in the scratch division, receiving a $2,500 scholarship. Second place. Trophy. From Newark, New Jersey, Casey Campbell.
Casey Campbell, runner-up, $2,500 into his scholarship fund. Awesome day today. We even got a little one excited.
Leave it to our child.
Yeah.
All right, and now to crown our champion in the scratch division, receiving a record $3,500 scholarship. And in first place, holding the trophy, East New Jersey, Tom Burns Jr.
Tom Burns Jr., your champion, $3,500 scholarship. I don't think I've ever said that before. I've said 5,000. If you want me to. If they want to do one quick, I'll do one quick.
Oh, this is right there.
Now, are you going to say anything quick before I move the camera?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice hand. Let's get Danny Wiseman.
Okay. Do me a favor. Turn the camera slightly to. There we go. Super. Thank you. All right, we are here with our handicap champion, Alyssa Brindisi. Congratulations. So, you had to bowl your brother in the winner's bracket final. Then you had to bowl him again for the championship. Were you happy that that's who you had to bowl? Or didn't you want to have to bowl him?
I got kind of relieved in the championship.
Did you? Did you? Do you guys bowl against each other a lot? Like, you guys have friendly competitions at home, or
No,
no?
we would bowl each other we would bowl beside each other in a team.
Uh-huh.
And then we have a parent, an adult child team.
Right? So who do you bowl with in the adult childhood?
Banfield.
And who does your brother bowl
John
with?
Banfield. Does Trevor ask me to bowl at Fort Meade tomorrow?
No.
He left his fan here.
Between
yesterday.
Daddy and Mommy, who's the better bowler? Daddy's the better bowler? So you get to bowl with Dad. So,
Can I
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's bring your brother in. Pull over the chair. Pull up the chair. So, turn it a little more. Thank you. So this is Nolan, right?
Yes.
Nolan. Nice to meet you. Good, great bowl day. And you are how old, Alyssa?
I am 9 years old.
9. And Nolan, how old are you?
I'm 7.
7. Well, you two bowled fantastic today.
Thank you.
How old, Alyssa? How old were you when you started bowling?
5?
5. Nolan, how old were you?
I think probably
3. Oh man,
we started at the same time.
I was 10 when I started. A long time ago.
How can you start when you were 10?
That's when I started. I was 10. So, what I liked watching you two bowl against each other is like you two were rooting each other on. Like you two were clapping for each other. You know, so there's not much of what we call a sibling rivalry. You guys were so supportive of each other. Now maybe I'm looking over at Mom here. She's laughing. Maybe when you two get a little bit older. No, there's a rivalry now. Oh.
I did want to be.
Oh, you did want to beat him. Did you want to beat her too?
Yes.
Oh. Well, you were clapping for each other, which is really nice. Which is really nice. So, do you know what kind of bowling ball you throw? What the name of it is?
I know one. I want one of them, but I don't know the other.
Okay, well, what's the one?
One of them is twist.
Oh, a twist. Okay, and you know what kind you throw?
A twist, white and blue. White or silver and blue.
Got ya. And do you know what you average back up at home?
78.
78. And you? No. What is Nolan average? He's got to be a little higher because he was given 80. Well, you know what? When I was 10, I averaged 88. So you already got me beat, and you're young. By the time you're 10, you guys will both be around 120 probably. Yeah.
But that's next year.
Well, that's okay. You guys,
High school.
my high score ever? I've never shot 300. My high score is 290. But my series for 3 games, my highest is 810.
I beat my high games here
Did you?
in the first round,
Uh-huh.
and I made 163.
You know what? I was kind of watching you that game. And what was your high game today? Do you remember?
I did make a new high game. My highest game is a 166.
Whoa! My first year, my high game was 165. So, but you're already better than me there too, because you did it at a younger age.
First, I had 165.
Okay. So who helps you to make you a better bowler? Is it Daddy?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have a tradition here for first-time winners. They usually get to pick where the ice cream comes from on the ride home.
What?
But we got a first place and a second place. So I think that either you have to stop for ice cream twice on the way home, or you get ice cream on the way home tonight and more ice cream again tomorrow. How does that sound? You like ice cream?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we'll take it.
Yeah? Okay. You know what? I might come home with you just so I could get ice cream too twice. All right? So, I'm going to let you go because you guys got a long ride home tonight. I got a long ride home too, but not quite as far as you do.
5 hours.
Yeah, mine's 2 hours, so
How come?
because I live far away from here.
So where do you live?
I live in Pennsylvania. Yeah? Yeah. All right, taking home the... Yes, is there anybody you'd like to thank? Like anybody that might have been watching you? Yeah.
Friend.
Your friends? Yeah, like a grandma and grandpa that might have been watching you? What's their names? Grammy and Grampy?
No.
No.
Grandma.
Grandma and grandpa. Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Uncle Auntie Nicole.
Nicole. Okay.
Lexi.
Okay.
Friend.
Okay. There was a lot of people cheering you on.
And Anthony.
So are you going to go back and watch this tomorrow?
Aunt and uncle. Maybe.
Okay. Well, it's going to be there forever, so you can go back 5 years from now and watch it. Hopefully. All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the championship in handicap, we have Alyssa. And taking home second place, we have Nolan, right?
Yes.
I'm so bad with names, and I'm so tired. Congratulations one more time. I hope to see you guys again. Again, sitting here with me, I loved interviewing you. All right? Okay, I'll let you go out to your parents. You guys can get going. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Okay, you can go that way, and you can go see Mom and Dad. Thank you very much. All right, so now let's bring in our scratch division champion. The one, the only, Mr. Tommy Burns. Congratulations. Usually I'm very happy when somebody wins these events. I think this is the first time in all the years I've been commentating that I'm disappointed that somebody won an event. For those of you that weren't listening, I have a logo. It's a Team Fats logo. For those of you that don't know, my name is PA Fats, and I have a Team Fats logo that you can ask for. It's for free on any EFX jersey purchase. You just have to ask for it. And this gentleman here wants to be so bad on Team Fats. So bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
Who doesn't want to be?
Who doesn't want to be on Team Fats? It's kind of like a great place to be.
Yeah.
So I've been saying, well, all you got to do is order a shirt with a logo on it. And he's like, yeah, but that costs me money. Why don't you just give me a sticker?
Which he does not have.
Which I do not have. So he says to me today, he goes, it's like 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, right as they're getting ready to start. He goes, if I win, will you buy me a sticker? And I'm like, sure. I said, what do I get if you don't win? He goes, what do you want? And I said, a meal. He goes, you're on. So all day long, I'm thinking, well, hell, I'm going to have a nice meal here for the ride home. I've never been more disappointed in my life. I can honestly say that. But congratulations.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you. I can't wait to get that patch, sticker. It's going to be a patch.
So let's talk about game one first.
Game one was eventful.
These both pairs were tough.
Yeah, no, they definitely were. They were way tougher than the more bulldog pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Way tougher.
Actually, we could go back to the winner's bracket final that you squeaked out a 2-pin victory.
Yes, that was very hard.
Yes.
Yes, they tried to put a really good fight. Really good fight.
Yes, it was. Any difference, or obviously there was, what difference did you see between the three pairs? So the winner's bracket final was on 17 and 18. Yep. Match number 1 was on 19 and 20. And then the second match was on 21 and 22. Describe the differences that you saw between the three pairs. I'm assuming, see, to me, 21 and 22 would be the more difficult one because, right, because there were bowling balls going all over the place.
Yeah. But personally, what I saw was 17, 18, 19, 20 were all the same for me. Like they were fresh, so they're all tighter. They don't have as much misroom as you do on the front pairs, which was the rest of the house.
Right.
And so you don't have that. Your gutter, for me, had to be like probably like 8, 9 down lane. And if I got it there over here, it would not see the headman. They would just go completely straight out the window. What was really hard was on 17, 18 through basically all the rest of hold on. When you threw it out the window, it was a very tragic ending. Where if you got lucky, you left with a 1, 2, 4. But if you didn't, you probably left the super washout. So, but you had to be very precise these last couple games, and that's where the true, shot comes out. These last 3 were like really, really tough. And the people that were on the step ladder and really close showed that they deserve to be there.
Absolutely. But you came out on top.
Yep, I'm happy.
So congratulations.
And I get that sticker, that patch.
Yes. So now I get to find where I got to spend money tomorrow. I've never commentated on a bowling tournament where I ended up losing money.
Had to prove them wrong.
You did. But I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
So where do you bowl out of?
Well, I like a lot of main places like the big event, Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill. Got you. And how long have you been bowling for?
Well, 7 years.
7 years. Yep. And you are where in your academic career?
I'm in my senior year of high school.
Senior year of high school.
Yep.
You have any colleges in mind yet?
A couple.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything you could share with us or not?
Not really.
Okay.
We'll keep it.
Do you know what you want to major in?
Yeah. We'll say pre-med.
Cool. Gonna be Dr. Burns. Dr. Burns.
Yep.
I better get him that patch if he ever has to operate on me. He'll remember it for sure. For
Know
sure.
it.
So, who do you want to thank?
Shout out to my parents for coming this morning. I wouldn't be here without them. Shout out to my pro show. Shout out to Tom Lasker, my coach. And shout out to this very special person by my side the whole time. Well, and you.
He wasn't talking about me.
Well, we'll get you in there. The person that stayed by my side, helped me out the whole tournament, is Gene Blair.
Yeah?
Gene Blair, great guy.
He is a good guy.
Great guy. And he's very helpful. Great. Overall, great guy.
So, I'm assuming this is your biggest scholarship win of your career.
Yep.
Cool.
It was I bowled this tournament for 4 years.
Yep.
Minus, of course, last year.
Yep.
Bowled this tournament 4 years. This is the first time I've ever made cut. And first time I won it.
Well, obviously.
And first time I got a patch for
He's gonna rub that in from here to eternity. I can tell. I can tell it now.
Yep.
I was so looking forward to a nice beef bit beef sandwich from next door.
I heard upstairs was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I've had drunk.
Oh yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let them get home. They got a far drive too, like the rest of us. Taking home the $3,500 first place, largest he's ever given out, largest we've ever paid out in a pool, largest field we've ever had. What a great one to win!
Yep.
Your scratch division champion, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Burns. Congratulations! All right, so who wants to come in and wrap this up with me?
Lead the way. Hey.
Hey, what? I've now heard 2 people call you Daniel tonight.
Yeah, that's when it's time to go or I did something wrong. That's right. Like, wrap it up. Time to rock.
Well, this was a great tournament.
Yes, thank you. It was excellent. What am I looking at? Where's the camera at?
Oh, it's right there.
It's been a long weekend.
It
Jason.
has. It has.
Woo. So, yeah.
So, you want to give a shout out to your sponsors one last time?
Well, this guy here, Gene Blair, my son that I never had, his parents, of course, own Action L's tire company. I greatly appreciate all they do for this event. Of course, I used to coach Gene. We're great friends, even though he's like like my son. My son never had. It's been great. You know, they came on board a few years ago. I'm honored that they're involved, and you know, they support the tournament. It's greatly appreciated. I've got multiple other silver striker sponsors that have many of them been on board for a while too. That have been greatly supportive of this event, and it just cannot happen without the great support of sponsors. So I'm honored, and yeah, it's been a long weekend. I think I got 7 hours sleep all weekend. So, Dean, what do you got to say?
Another great one. 45,000 total.
Yeah.
Every side
With
pods.
side pods, everything else. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Every year it's gotten larger and larger and larger.
I guess we got to do 50 next year.
Whoa.
That means I got to go really go to
Well,
get some more sponsors.
Either,
Or I gotta up the
either that,
numbers.
either that, or someone's got to up their
Up the
giving. Yeah.
sponsorship. Yeah, I don't think Dad's gonna like my jacket number.
It's all right. Do what you got to do.
Maybe their
Sell some
number
more
one.
tires.
Maybe their
Sell
number
some
one
more
tire
tires.
salesman
That's
out there, right?
Go get yourself some tires at Action House. Right down there in Washington, D.C.
And shout out to Danny's right-hand person, Dana.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Without her, this is not possible.
Absolutely.
She's got to put up with me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And of course, you know, doing all the entries, Stacy, Josh, Matt from the PJBT, that part of it, you know, it's amazing how well ran that PJBT crew handled these events, especially this one. It's so large. And what they do for me, I could never do this without them. And anyone who's looking to bowl some tournaments, go bowl PJBT. They're on sport patterns. They run a heck of an organization, and I'm honored that they help me. We have a good time doing it. It's fun.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else before we
That's it.
wrap it up and I hit the road for a 2-hour drive back up north? All right, ladies and
Are
gentlemen,
we sure? We're done?
Yeah, we're done.
that's going to do it for us here. Our next telecast here on the PJBT YouTube channel will be next Sunday for our second girls tournament from Haja Rose Bowl in Allentown. All right. From all of us here at the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour, thank you, Gene. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks for your help this weekend. Don't call me Daniel. Or you can call me Daniel. I hate Benjamin.
All right. We will see you here
All right. Good night. Thanks, everybody.
1 week from today. Have a great one.
Thank
See
you.
you guys.